So it looks like we're live again. And I am Kenny. I am joined by Phoenix Down and, according to the overlay, also a brand of processors / graphics cards. And we have a four-way for you tonight. We've got Zeb316 versus Hero 82, and we've got FreyasSpirit versus Derxu. And fun fact, the winners of these will end up facing each other in the next round. These are both in the 5th round of alternate winners bracket. For Zeb316 and Hero, it's their first match, and for the others, it's their second. You may have just seen their first match like an hour or so ago, I think. Looks like they're gearing up to go.
Yep. So I don't see an ouch or any doubles in our seed here, so that's a good sign. We'll see.
And no 6-letter words.
Yeah, we avoid it all.
Man, I should have paid attention to that on my last race in the tournament before I got knocked out, because that was my fastest race. Like, that seemed like a ridiculously cooperative seed. And shoutouts to Rasu, who got like a 49 in it.
So it looks like we got some decent sync here coming out. Nobody's timer's too far off. We'll see if we see some moonfalls here.
Oh. Freyas almost got the pitless. I think Derxu might have. I didn't catch whether Hero 82 did.
I don't think so.
Alright, first item is high jump.
Okay, that's a good starting item. It's not as good as ice, but serviceable.
Yeah, it could be better, could be worse. Phoenix and I were talking earlier about how we kind of don't like getting space jump first, because then you have the existential problem of which direction is the correct direction to go when I hit red tower.
And missiles and no power bombs, so we won't see anybody going up right away here.
Yeah, we'll see whether Construction Zone has power bombs or not. Nope. So that may be a factor later on. We'll find out whether the return trip for Billy Mays factors in.
Yeah, it's definitely a decision. Some people like to come back immediately after they get power bombs, and others maybe on a loop around or never to Billy Mays, I guess.
Yeah, I do the loop around and sometimes end up wishing I never did it.
Exactly right. Plus, it's more annoying with high jump boots, so they're probably like, yes, I don't have to de-equip.
Yeah, unless you luck out and get gravity or something beforehand.
It looks like Derxu is the only one doing the behemoth style climb. Everybody else is doing wall jumps here. Having a little bit of trouble there, getting trolled by some space pirates.
Yeah.
And looks like Zeb's going to be the first one in to find bombs or power bombs.
And it is indeed power bombs. So, no friendly bomb Torizo fight.
I'm sure the runners are happy to see that, though, because if you get bombs here, who knows how long until you actually find power bombs.
And who knows if an IBJ is in order somewhere.
Yeah, it's one of those super obnoxious things to not get power bombs early.
Alright, is Zeb's going for, yeah, dentist missiles? Looks like Derxu is gonna skip the dentist for now. I mean, it's no fun going to the dentist, let's be honest, but the check is kind of right there.
True, but it can pay off not checking it. You know, anytime you skip any of these early game items, it can either be good or super devastating.
Yeah. I seem to recall regretting forgetting dentist at least once.
So back of Gauntlet doesn't look too enticing. I think it was a missile and a super pack. Although, if we find another power bomb pack before supers, they might be the first available supers.
I forget. Isn't Screw Attack required for Gauntlet and Logic now?
Yes, it definitely is, but it might be faster to do Gauntlet to find those supers.
Yeah, it would just be fascinating what it would take for that to actually be in Logic.
Exactly. That would be cool. That would be fun to watch.
Oh, we saw some Kego farming there on Freya's screen. Alright. What do we have early supers over here?
There was that second power bomb pack below the bridge.
Ah, and just
have the option to go up if they want.
Man, all these smalls. You've got missile packs everywhere.
Yeah, very ammo heavy so far.
Okay, but we did have supers in the backmost Ron Pope Hill check.
Correct. So they're not stuck.
Yeah, that's good. They don't have to. I remember one trolley seed. I think it was one of the first that I commentated was there was an important item in this room in the behind troll E-Tank here. Whoa, nice recovery by Derxu there. Almost dropped down the pit. Oh well, that's kind. There's another super missile pack right before that door. But I remember watching a scene and commentating once where they couldn't open that door, and I think Varia or something was behind it, and they had to come back for it.
Yeah, that's one of those items that's just a super headache to have to backtrack for, no doubt. Everybody's taking the same route so far, but the seed's not really giving them any options for divergence yet, so... More missiles. Edekun's power bombs. Nice mock ball out there by Derxu. That's a satisfying mock ball to get.
Yeah, I never get it. I've practiced it a couple of times, but I am totally not reliable at it. Short hop mock balls in general are still something that I feel like if I'm gonna improve, I need to those need to become second nature for me.
Yeah, there's an obstacle course ROM that really helped me with that, because you have to be able to do it to finish the obstacle course, so... Hero also getting the mock ball. And looks like Derxu's doing some quick farming before heading into Wave Gate Room.
Yep.
It's always interesting to see which order people like to do these pink Bryn items in. I usually do from top down, but
yeah,
looks like we've got a couple runners here doing Wave Gate first.
And okay, so Derxu had turned off high jump at some point, but he turned it back on to get the, in my opinion, easier gate glitch setup.
I agree.
And it's just more missiles.
So many missiles.
Yeah. I'm wondering what the ratio is going to be at the end of this.
Oh!
Oh no.
Such low health from Freya's there. I think that they missed the D boost and ended up taking one extra hit.
Ugh.
Well, if you're gonna die, I mean, this early in the game is the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Freyas knows that there hasn't really been anything of particular note anywhere other than ammo right now.
Exactly right.
Just remember where the supers are, those are important.
Yeah, this is another interesting setup by Hero here to do backdoor spore spawn. Everybody's got a different setup for that.
I have a general area that I try to be in, and if it works, it works.
Otherwise, we just move on.
If I screw it up, it's usually because I didn't go forward enough, and I can just retry it. Oh, and we got the unexciting off-brand plasma beam at charge missiles.
It'll be interesting to see, though, since Freya's did take a death, if that affects their decision-making. Maybe that second powerbomb pack will make Gauntlet a little more tempting.
I'm wondering if they might be inclined to just skip the whole Edekun's area. Even more missiles at charge, okay, jeez.
Or possibly even taking the power bombs and just doing backdoor red tower, heading down that direction.
Well, Freyas is going up again. Oh, you're talking, did you mean like from Criteria, though?
Yeah, from the ship.
Okay. I was thinking SMRAT for a second, but that's right.
Wait, we
don't get power bombs that early.
They won't have supers, though.
That's true, too. Need to go down to Brinstar for those.
Yep. So it looks like Zeb is going up red tower.
That's interesting. I was wondering to myself whether we would see anyone do that, because like I feel like evidence points to no reason to do that, but maybe it'll make it interesting.
Yeah, there's nothing pushing you in that direction, but definitely we have seen suits here quite often. And
I mean, I'm assuming that logic would dictate go down at this point.
So I'm not sure what logic requires for red tower. Do you know what the actual requirement is?
Although I guess you could always go around the Criteria way, like you were saying before. Like nothing would stop you from doing that.
Well,
I guess.
Looks like Hero's health is low and
oh no,
too low.
Yeah. Jeez, this seat is brutal on people.
Yeah, that's probably the most dangerous room in the early game for sure. Probably more people die there than anywhere else.
Which room was he in? Because I only saw when he was already getting killed.
It was the missile pack behind Vanilla Morph Ball.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, anything with... You're talking about where the large side hoppers are, right? Because anything with those is murder without suits.
Exactly right. And Derxu's making their way to Crate here.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I don't want to put commentator's curse, but, like, the deaths may end up, like, dictating what happens. in terms of who wins.
For sure. So we'll see if the routing ends up being super logical and easy to follow, and the death is very, you know, it's gonna hurt you a lot. If we end up searching for a suit or, you know, progression somewhere, then it might not be that big of a deal. It's kind of tough when you're playing somebody with, you know, this caliber of play, though. 12-minute head start is tough to overcome for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on like who has the advantage in terms of just general like movement and performance and stuff. Because I mean, like, I was in alternate winners round 6, and I was against someone whose any percent PB is 10 minutes faster than mine. So it can happen. There can still be a golf at that level.
Yeah, Derxu did get the Kraid quick kill, so no DLC on that side. But you're right. I know Hero's PB in any percent is sub 50. I'm not sure where Zeb's is as far as any percent goes, but they've both shown in randos that they're very fast. So it looks like just as we were suspecting with Billy Mays just being not really worth the check there.
I don't actually see Zeb on any percent unless I just don't know who I'm looking for, but I just looked up the others, and Freyas has, I think, around a 6-minute faster any percent. But any percent doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it does potentially mean, like, you know, more speed tech or just better movement.
Yeah, I agree. It's usually a sign of better overall room-to-room movement, but I think that the just being randomized gives you about a 10-minute plus-minus window on any percent.
Meanwhile,
sure.
It looks like Freyas did mix things up and is going meme route now.
And that makes sense because we know nothing up there is really worth it.
Being super careful as they should be with these super big side hoppers. Fortunately for Freyas, there were power bombs. I don't know if we had seen those yet, but there were power bombs beyond Morph Ball. I guess we did because that's where Hero had his problem too.
Zeb starting Fantoon here.
Meanwhile, Freyas has to go back into Pink Brinstar because not going to get anywhere else without supers.
Yeah, we see Derxu finding Grapple Beam, which gives us logical access to Rex Ship, but Zeb must have done a CWJ or a horizontal bomb jump I didn't see.
According to the tracker, Zeb has Speed Booster.
Oh, Zeb found Speed Booster.
That may have been... Maybe that was in the top of Red Tower.
Anybody in chat confirm where the Speed Booster was? Behind Alpha Babies.
Okay. Oh, Derxu doing some hell runs here, checking ice.
And Zeb taking care of Fantoon. Suitless, which is always a little tougher.
Yeah, I mean, on the plus, he's got like 5 E-tanks.
Yeah. You know, I found the Ice Beam to be one of the least checked item locations, just because logically needing Barrier and Speed, by that time you're typically really close to go mode, but doing a hell run for it, I guess, could put you ahead if something really good is there.
I will mention that Crumble Block's room, which is right near ice, has had things like Gravity Suit several times for me, so...
Right.
Worth not forgetting about those.
That's true.
But yeah, looks like Derxu's heading back out. I'm assuming... I don't think that Derxu was able to check Crumble Blocks. I don't think that is enough health to manage that, probably.
And we'll see if Hero, after checking Billy Mays here, does the same meme route as Freyas.
Did Freyas also do Billy Mays this time?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense since they've seen all the Brinstar items. Might as well uncover new ground.
So Zeb finding E-Tank at the left side supers, and heading up here, we'll see if they get a save before going through Spiky Room of Death.
Oh, and Derxu's gonna check X-Ray.
That's a good move. Just getting grapple on the way up, no suits. Typically, I found the SMRAT likes to give you a suit before forcing you to wreck ship, so...
Yeah, it's just kind of scary doing this. Like, those spikes do, like, 60 damage or something, I think. He did get hit by them once.
And there we go.
Look at that. Yeah,
big,
wow.
Big pickup.
X-Ray Room was worth the hype this time.
Yeah, grapple to X-Ray was definitely a good play. Hero's got to be careful here again.
Oh god, yeah.
Is there a worse feeling in SMRAT than taking the time to make this check that Zeb's doing? And it being missiles every time?
Yeah, I think at the end it was just like, screw it, and it turned out to be missiles, so you just reset anyway.
Yeah, it's always missiles.
Derxu will have an easier time with that if it comes to that, since gravity.
Right.
And yeah, between having gravity and grapple, I can kind of see, especially since there was nothing Varia related yet. It's either time for wreck ship or it's time for Meridia. I wonder, given that Derxu is probably due to find speed pretty soon, I wonder whether he'll still go to wreck ship first since he's in the neighborhood, or reverse course because speed is kind of what you need to complete Meridia.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So if it were me, I would probably go do Meridia because you can full clear it with speed here. And anytime you can
and grapple,
a fan tune and go on wreck ship, it's just saves so much time.
I don't know which to feel worse about, having to full check wreck ship or having to full check Meridia, because like Meridia just feels awful to full check because of the pits and everything, but wreck ship has, you know, bowling alley.
True.
And robots, as we're seeing right now.
It's definitely a tough choice.
Well, Dancing with Robots was the bomb this time.
Yes, it was.
That could be helpful for instance, Lower Norfair in the future.
Yeah, so it looks like Derxu's going to go down and probably at least do all the easy checks of Meridia, and then maybe do sand pits after Dragon. That's probably what I would do here.
Actually, come to think of it, regular old bombs are going to help probably right now with the rest of wrecked ship, given that Zeb only has 2 power bombs remaining.
Correct. Yeah, you don't want to soft lock, and sometimes you get down there with not enough to go up and back.
Yeah, I did that once in practice. I learned the hard way. Also learned that if you don't have speed booster yet, you might as well check the gravity suit item first, because it might be speed booster. Hint, it was once in my practice.
Yeah, I've had people say that a lot. I don't remember ever seeing speed there, but I can see that happening. We'll see if Freyas gets the quick kill here.
I've messed up the missile quick kill so many different ways.
Yeah, I rely on the charge beam to be consistent on this for sure.
We're getting some stand-up comedy / tragedy right here.
So it looks like wreck ship so far has been a bust, full clear, and haven't found anything
Yeah,
really
it's been all
worth
armor
it.
stuff, I think.
And Derxu once again is rewarded with a big time item with screw attack here at Mama Turtle.
Oof. And missiles in the wall. Don't need
And
those.
Hero's gonna give us a gauntlet check here, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, if nothing else, the Decimated interesting because we're seeing different checks that we didn't see the first time for anyone.
Yeah, I feel like if you take a death, you kind of have to go some opposite routing of what you assume your opponent's gonna do.
This is kind of scary, though. Only, ooh, yeah, jumping back there to not get dunked in acid for a long time.
Yeah, I think Hero did do a ship save before coming up here. So you never want to die, but I won't.
Oh my goodness, that was close.
Oh, Variasuit at beach. So
And
Derxu
Plasma Beam at Gauntlet.
being rewarded. I think optimal routing is you can apply that to Derxu's route here. Optimal, almost completely optimal. So we'll see who the first of the other three is to find a suit here.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just looking at Hero's screen like, oh god, it looks like he's gonna have a problem. Alright. Oh god.
Boom! Get that big health.
He's gonna miss it because he's gotta wait out the acid, but he's almost out.
Okay.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine, we can breathe again. It's fine, everything's fine.
So Freya's about to find the grapple beam. We'll see if they decide to do the same check there. Thanks, Hero, for the heart attacks. I agree, Jade.
I'll go save, yeah.
E-Tank just in time for Derxu was down to 72 health, so he's nice to find one in that situation.
Yeah. Also, I don't think we have it noted on the layout, so I will take this opportunity, since Sailor Jade just piped up in chat, to shout out Sailor Jade, who is tracking these runners right now.
It looks like Hero's taking the same route as Zeb, doing the CWJ to get to wreck ship here.
I don't know that I've ever actually tried to do this. Oh, got it. There you go. Meanwhile, Zeb is going to Gauntlet, looks like, with more E-Tanks, so there's that working for them. Oh, and Freyas is about to get another useful item.
Yeah, unfortunately for Hero, he will be going into a wreck ship that really doesn't have anything except for bombs. Derxu making short work of Batwoon with super missiles here.
Meanwhile, Zeb just hung out with a Yapping Maw for a couple seconds. Fortunately, it was a ceiling Yapping Maw.
So we'll see if Freyas ends up doing the same thing as Derxu here after finding speed if they go down.
I'm just really glad Freyas knew exactly where the platforms were, given that it was pitch black, and they might have been able to survive one hit. I'm not sure how much damage that does with just gravity, given that gravity doesn't protect environmental damage in this, right?
Yeah, quite impressive for sure. So let's see. Derxu is very many super missiles short of go mode without charge beam. So both suits, but still gonna probably be doing lots of checks here for ammo.
Yeah, given that the seed was just missiles all the way.
Yeah. And Zeb's gonna be doing a check here of what do they call these? Climb supers, that's it.
Yeah, I think the power bombs. Okay, we've got hamburgers. I think the randomizer itself causes. Well, is it the randomizer that calls them criteria supers, or because I just know I've heard it called that many times too.
That's a good question. So we saw Freya's jump straight into Meridia after getting gravity,
Yep.
not finding speed first. So we'll have to double dip.
Not necessarily. Freyas moved on from the round that I faced them in by doing a CF clip.
Okay, yeah. So if that's in their repertoire, then for sure. And Hero takes care of Fantoon.
Yeah, Freyas didn't get speed or ice in that seed against me. And I was completely lost.
Yeah, that's something I gotta practice, that Crystal Flash clip.
It was funny too, because I think that week I had just learned the mock trade clip to begin with, so the game was like, oh yeah, you think you're fancy now? Well, you're not gonna do that either.
There's always a trick. Always another one to learn. So Zeb, with no suits at 30 minutes, is probably feeling quite behind now, not knowing that Hero took a death. But
also trying to jump into Billy May's, well, the invisible floor room with high jump. Okay, got it this time. I always just turn it off.
Freya's about to find their Various suit here.
Yeah. What on earth is going on Derxu's screen right now?
Looks like some crazy, weird soft lock. Some weird shine spark.
Somehow managed to shine spark through sand. So that is apparently something you don't want to do. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the beginning of that and figure out how it even happened.
Yeah, everything I know about shine sparking says don't do it if you're in water or in sand, unless you want to soft lock the game.
Interesting.
At alpha spark. Anyway. So we see Hero just retracing Zeb's steps here. Not going to find anything, unfortunately.
I didn't actually pay attention to Derxu's health during that, but I'm gonna assume that that extended shine spark just wrecked it because he just did a crystal flash.
Yeah, that's what actually stopped the shine spark. And
oh, I thought he hit the wall. Okay, he actually hit 30 health.
Yeah, it was the 29 health barrier there.
Did Derxu save before doing pits? That's what I'm wondering now.
I wouldn't be surprised if the answer is no, because it's ammo go mode. And probably just checking one pit on the way out.
Yeah. Man, that's a trolley place for spring ball, given that, like, ordinarily in vanilla, this is kind of an area that expects you to have it, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those funny items in the logic here that's actually it's a difficult mid-air morph compared to some of the stuff that they don't want you to do in this logic. So... So I think Freyas was checking sand pits for speed or ice there.
Yeah, Jade is saying Wave was in the other one.
Wave in the other pit.
So I guess Derxu is not going to get smoky validation. And, well, I guess Freyas might not either, assuming that Derxu just found it and reset.
It's tough to watch four runners at the same time.
Yeah, well, we know what Hero's going to end up finding. He just found Bomb, and the rest is going to be meh.
Right.
And Zeb is going to Crate right now, which had an E-Tank behind it, but we can find out whether we get, whether Crate does some stand-up routine or not. Oh, I guess there's to just check the Main Street item on the way out. I tend to just go for that one too, because it's like, I feel like it's faster to just go for it and tank the 7 seconds rather than like saunter up there slowly and check.
So Zeb did get the quick kill on Kraid there.
Meanwhile, Hero not having speed went the back way, which was painful because no spring ball. To check that back item.
True, it's interesting how the top and the bottom each had a death, but the runners still kind of took the same routes and are still, you know, relatively within reasonably close pace here. Okay, so Zeb is going to find the grapple beam here, and we'll see if that makes them want to go up and check X-ray, which we know is the right move.
I probably would have done terrible with the seed because I tend to forget when I get grapple. Even though it's like right in the HUD, it's right there the entire time, I just completely forget that I have it.
And Hero actually did an infinite bomb jump to check the sky item, so
Sheesh.
it's more figuring out more ways to find nothing.
I wonder if that's actually faster than waiting for the darn platforms.
Good question.
Because, yeah, it feels like it takes forever for the platforms to get you over there. Meanwhile, Derxu went to Lower North Air. We're probably not going to see too many checks until maybe during the escape, I'm guessing. Obviously did not bother checking anything GT related.
True, and the supers are up to 30 now, so getting closer.
Speed was behind Alpha Power Bombs. To answer Ploff and Shot. Also, hi Ploff. Oh, and Freyas didn't hit the top of Red Tower either, so having to go through Cathedral, finding supers there. Bubble Mountain, literally trash, alright. Apparently the Bubble Trash Heap this time. Anybody watch Fraggle Rock here? I don't know, that was like the 80s.
Yeah, definitely.
The trash heap is spoken. Yeah. Oh goodness, we just found something very important at Power Bomb's Chain.
Okay, so now we know that Zeb Skip is in play. So literally getting 60 supers would be... Actually, we probably don't even need 60 with 45 regular missiles.
You might still, because you'd only have, like, technically, what, 9 extra missiles? Which is good for, like, 3 supers. Am I doing math right? It's Friday night, so I don't know.
I always just make sure that I get to that magic number 60 unless I have some inordinate amount of missiles. And looks like Zeb did take the play up to find gravity there.
Oh, Sailor Jade is pointing out that Freya's found charge at North Fair Reserve. Okay. I highly doubt Derxu is going to find that, but who knows.
That's actually a decent check coming out of Lower North Fair.
I wouldn't put it entirely out of the question.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in my last race, Rasu did that check and happened to find speed there.
So I'm guessing Freya's did not do Dragon then, did the sand pits and then came down. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a good point. So we didn't see a CF clip. So meanwhile, while we were, ironically, while we were talking about Zeb skip, Zeb got gravity suit.
Right.
So now Zeb is doing the Meridia things and getting screw attack right now.
Yeah, and I think we'll see Hero do Kraid first before going down to high jump. So still a little bit behind. I'm sure that Hero can't be feeling ahead with no suits at 40 minutes, so it's frustrating at that point for sure.
Oh wow, Ridley had a hamburger, that's new.
Yeah, because bombs we already saw, charge beam we already saw, high jump we already saw.
Yeah, those are the things we tend to find there. Once in a while we find a trash can there, because once in a while the bosses have to be adults and put out the trash.
Yeah, I would have put my money on just a generical missile pack, but...
Yeah. Yeah, especially, yeah, the missile seems to be the theme of this one, so...
So, Zeb about to find Varia also, and then we'll be in hurry up mode with 55 supers.
And Freya's going into Lower North Fair with 3 tanks. But does have screw attack, that helps a lot.
Yeah, and only 20 supers, so charge beam for Ridley, but 3 tanks and charge Spazer is going to be a little scary.
Freyas wants to check GT, but didn't have enough supers to pull off the gate glitch.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll try again or just move on.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. What on earth did... What? Excuse me, Hero. What? I don't know. Hero was like dancing with the stars with Kraid there or something. I don't know.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second. It looks like Freya's did do the green gate glitch again.
Yeah. Or actually, no. Freya's is just going around the other way.
Oh, just going the other way. Yeah, it's something that you don't see too often there.
Can't really blame them for not trusting to get the gate glitch. I totally kludge those. Wow, doing the, I guess having no choice but to do the jump across to the super missiles there, but actually getting it. I don't trust myself at all to do those.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight too with 12, oh, now 17 supers. Want to mention also, Hero got an excellent Shine Spark coming out of Kraid.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Freyas is going through with this rather than just resetting and going the other direction again, but I guess really wants the ammo?
Yeah, it was 2 super packs, so that's...
Oh, that's true. You need it for Ridley.
Now. Yeah.
Oh, I guess you don't absolutely need it, but Ridley would be a bad time with just Spazer in charge, I guess.
Yeah, the time is probably equal at this point. But it's much more risky to fight Ridley with charged Spazer and 3 tanks.
That's true too, just the amount of energy. I know Freyas at one point was working on completing the one-hit KO ROM hack. I don't recall whether they actually got past Ridley. I know they got up to Ridley, but that entire section, while trying to not take a single hit, is ridiculous.
So any hit kills you in that ROM hack?
Yep.
That doesn't sound fun.
You have 1 energy, period. I think Freyas was expecting to have lots of trouble with Fantoon, and got it in a few tries on that ROM hack.
Yeah,
I know
so
I would have no chance.
Derxu decided to do the check on the way out.
Oh, there you go.
So now go mode at 35 supers. So that's a pretty big advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a feel for Hero right now, though, with the grapple beam, but is he thinking time to go up and check X-ray? Hopefully. I wonder if we'll see any supers launched into that gravity suit.
Alright, and Zeb just found the ice beam.
Yeah, that's a scary Shine Spark from Hero right there. That's exactly what I was talking about, where you can soft lock the game.
Huh. Yeah, that was an interesting place to see a Shine Spark. I just saw it caught my eye while it was happening. I was like, whoa, wait, what? Alright, yeah, it looks like Hero's going to check X-ray now.
See the reaction here.
Please actually get to X-ray. You took 1 spike hit there, that's why I'm a little worried. 2 spike hits. But, okay, it's fine. I was like, don't say anything, don't say anything. I was about to say something.
So we'll see how much time Freyas decides to spend doing farming here, yeah, instead of just doing charge Spazer. I can't imagine if I was any of these runners feeling super positive about my run, except for Derxu.
Yeah.
Freya's route has been pretty good, but the death early is always going to make you feel behind. I didn't see how many supers Freyas went into Ridley with, but starting with regular missiles here. And a nice speedball coming out of Wasteland for Zeb. Went in with 19.
I was just checking to see like what kind of times Derxu has had in races before in terms of like how confident they'd be likely to feel. But I gotta figure with knowing how much the seed has kind of trolled. I mean, it at least hasn't been one of the more cooperative seeds.
Yeah, really fortunate routing for Derxu for sure.
I gotta figure he's gotta feel pretty good to be
Yeah.
at 50 minutes of your final boss.
Yeah,
your final, not final boss, is, you know what I mean.
Right, a pretty quick kill on Phantoon too, so getting to the ship around, what, 51 and a half, so hopefully going to be pushing for sub-hour. And Hero's having some fun with the grapple beam, trying to get screw attack.
Alright, Freyas used every bit of ammo, but Ridley's down.
Yeah, Hero needs to be careful here. The Mama Turtle does enough damage that I think this will be a one-shot.
I think he's going straight for the entrance, yeah.
Nice. Good
Oh, you gotta be careful with the pirates out here too, though. I don't know how much they do. Oh, he can just... Yeah, okay, that one's just toast. Oh, did we somehow not mark down Varia for Zeb?
Yeah, Zeb definitely got Varia. And Hero's about to. And Derxu is heading towards G4, while Freyas is heading up out of Lower Norfair.
Derxu accidentally propositioning a wall for a second there. It's like, great, I landed at the one moment that I really didn't want to.
Yeah, the health still is a little scary for Hero.
Yeah.
I think it's an E-tank up here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he cut that Shine Spark short wisely.
Yeah, that was cool. I don't think I've ever seen that short spark there.
And fortunately got an E-tank, so suddenly we're okay on Hero's screen.
Yeah, there was an E-tank at the top of Aqueduct there. We've got simultaneous bot-win fights.
Oh, jeez.
Unfortunately, Hero still has to kill Ridley, otherwise this race would be really close right now.
Hmm. Yeah, the Three Musketeers E-tank, probably a welcome sight for Freyas, given... Well, Freyas had 3 going into Ridley, right? So 2 more now, so that's some breathing room.
Yeah, that's a good point by Hadouken Spammer, but I think that at 60-30 with Ice Beam, that's enough ammo for Zeb. But if there's a convenient pack like that one, I'm sure he'll grab it. And Derxu going for a baby skip here.
I mean, 60-30 would have definitely required, like, refilling.
Right, because you need 36
Inventory.
to get through Mother Brain 1.
Yeah.
So you were right, Hadouken Spammer. One more super pack. And probably even more just for comfort. I mean...
Yeah, I was never comfortable with the bare minimum.
It's not too hard to not miss supers on Mother Brain, but they usually come in bunches. So if you miss one, you miss like 4.
Yeah, and especially if you have to dip into supers for Mother Brain 1, like, just with all the turrets and crap that can eat your missiles.
Right.
If you're not careful.
So both top runners going for Shine Spark kills here. And Zeb finishing Dragon off with some ammo.
And Hero resorting to grapple.
Which nobody likes to face right when they're grappling.
Yeah. This one should be fine. Yeah, there you go.
Derxu getting through Zeb skip after a couple of attempts there.
I always have a hard time with it without wave. Like, getting back up there and then getting knocked in a direction that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, it makes it a little less comfortable for sure.
I wonder if Jersey's gonna leave some of the supers for, like, the end part. Yeah, looks like he's leaving 15 for that.
Until catch up.
Yeah.
So Zeb heading down. I wonder if they're gonna check a sand pit on the way out, maybe? Or just more comfortable with this direction here. Oh, checking.
Oh wow, doing a super
items.
short charge there, yeah. Alright, well, we're in catch-up phase on Derxu's screen. And looks like that's fine now.
Yep, looks like we're in the Rainbow Beam, which means almost home free. Zeb will be heading to G4 after a quick ship refill.
Yeah, it's interesting how much the check of Norfair Reserve could really, like, lop off time in this run. Because everyone else needs more ammo.
Yeah,
does.
You're exactly right. Derxu could still be looking for ammo now without finding that charge beam. Charge beam's like one of those security blanket items. It just makes you feel good when you find it. Unless you already have like 80 supers and 50 missiles, then it's just worthless, but...
Yeah, like, I don't go about assuming that I'm gonna find charge.
Mm-hmm.
So usually by the time I found it, I've already, like, spent a bunch of time collecting ammo anyway. I mean, if it's along the way.
Yeah, and we see Zeb going up to Gauntlet first, so still not really comfortable with that ammo amount. And I agree. You know, I would probably do the same thing.
And I mean, it's effectively on the way to G4, I suppose, so...
Right. It's an efficient last check. And I believe it was
actually,
a missile pack and a super pack.
Yeah, in the very back. He already got the middle item, that's right. Because he has... I think that was plasma, and he has it already.
Correct.
But yeah, that's actually, like, I'm pretty sure he did this check earlier. So, like, he knew what was there. I want to think that anyway. So, like, that's a really good, like, just remembering, like, I could have more cushion on my ammo here. Oh, hey, I remember where I saw 2 bits of ammo that I thought I wasn't going to bother getting. Well, plans changed.
Yeah, exactly. A little more convenient now. Now that they're needed.
All right, Derxu got rid of "Get Off My Lawn, Dude," which is my name for the that one pirate near the top right that likes to snipe you through the 2 pipes near on the left.
He really does like to do that.
And he often does if you play Super Metroid Arcade and get this room without any beams. So that's where I gave him that name.
Also got the last swaggy moonfall there.
Yep.
In Escape Room 3.
And the diagonal Shine Spark. Up Old Torium.
No animals will be spared. Yeah, if your opponent has not done, no, nobody's got time for that.
What's funny is, like, I realized, as I was finishing my last race, I was like, oh man, I was totally going to save the animals on my last race if I knew I was losing, but the only problem was I was also barely on track for a sub-hour for the first time ever in one of these, so I was like, I can't save the animals, I'm sorry.
So Freyas has officially dot forfeit, and Derxu finished just under sub-hour, 59:55, so
wow.
Derxu. Which means we will have a Game 3?
Yeah.
Game 3 hype. Yeah, Hero now seeing that dot done in there definitely can't be feeling good.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have any bearing on his race, because he still doesn't know if Zeb died or anything, so...
That's true.
Gotta make him nervous a little bit, yeah. Like, okay, apparently this was possible to... I mean, he probably knows that, because, like, he's on his last pre-G4 boss now. So, I mean, he probably has some idea of how much time he lost.
Yeah, I don't know if X-Ray was actually a last check item for a suit for Hero, because I don't remember the checks that were skipped before the death. But it was definitely close to last item.
Well, hopefully Hero about to feel a little bit better. Maybe he can chill out a little bit now.
Chill out with a nice beam.
Yep.
Zeb getting Zeb skip.
Yep.
Second attempt there. And Hero doing some swaggy Shine Spark kills on Metal Pirates here. Or you call them Ninja Pirates. Some people call them Ninja Pirates, some people call them Metal Pirates.
Yeah, I got used to hearing Ninja Pirates there.
I like to call them Metal Ninja Pirates. Then you just cover both bases.
Okay, I forgot that Space Jump was in Watering Hole. I, like, totally missed that when people were checking those before. I was all hung up on Varia being at Meridia Beach. That's interesting, though, that, at least assuming that the tracker is... Well, yeah, we've seen that our top runners have not been space jumping. It's interesting that, like, I guess some people just found Varia and were just like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, I think both probably felt so behind that there just wasn't time to check anything that wasn't right on the way.
And And I mean, Watering Hole is like a full 2 rooms later, so.
And it can be a super annoying room with those flying bat thingies hitting you out of the sky.
And it's more annoying when you don't have Spring Ball or regular bombs, which I suppose that doesn't apply here, but they at least have regular bombs. Hero also deciding, nah, I'm on a diet, I don't want Ridley's hamburger. I don't know where it's been.
Golden cheeseburger.
I still think it's pretty impressive that, like, despite, you know, Hero having a death and everything, Hero can still, you know, be like sub 120-ish on this, I would expect, is like not outside the realm of possibility, which I feel like that's a pretty good time for a seed that wasn't the most cooperative, and especially if you also took a death in it.
I agree. I think it was like 48 minutes before Hero found his first suit, so that finishing time is realistically not bad at all. We'll see if we see the finish time.
Yeah.
If we don't get a forfeit here. Zeb working on Mother Brain too.
And also, Hero's not, Hero didn't, well, we don't know if Hero will check Norfair Reserve area on the way out, but wondering, like, how Hero would feel on ammo right now.
True.
Looks like he didn't check Firefly area.
Derxu in chat saying that was their first ever successfully executed full halfie, so grats on the win and the trick. I always use this analogy, but Super Metroid is like playing golf if you ever play golf. You could be terrible and have a bad round, but if you get 3 or 4 good shots, you feel good about it. Super Metroid, you can have a really bad race, but if you land a few tricks, it still makes it fun.
Seems like a topical reference, given I'm pretty sure the PGA Championship is going on right now.
That's true. So Hero's checking Wave. It would make sense if you take the time to make that check. Then he'll probably also do the Norfair Reserve item. It's 3 items, it's a little bit faster than doing the speed location, so we'll see what decisions made here. Meanwhile, Zeb finished at official time 106.49, so grats on the win to Zeb.
Yeah, and Hero did forfeit.
And looks like, yeah, Hero has put in the forfeit.
I guess we can see whether whether anyone wants to jump in here and talk about it.
So, looks like maybe Hero was gonna jump in for an interview?
Not Hero. Zeb was asking.
Oh, Zeb was asking.
Oh, Zeb was in Green Rune. Hang on, I can fix that. I think. There we go.
Hey.
Hey, Zeb.
Hey. I think I
Congrats on the win.
Yeah, I think I took pretty much the worst route I could have, I think, maybe. It was pretty close.
Yeah,
I think it was very easy to take a bad route.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was pretty trolly. Like, you had to go down to get grapple beam, and then go back up to get to X-ray to get gravity.
Yep.
But,
And also speed was at the top of Red Tower, if I recall, so...
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, your routes were actually quite similar as far as all the item checks goes in the order. Hero did take a death.
Yeah. Where you took the death?
Yes, but still checked the same items, so in a little bit different of an order, but I think that Hero about last item checked grapple and gravity.
Yeah.
So it was interesting how both races kind of took the same plot, where there was a death from one of the runners, but they still took the same route and found the same items. So Freya's and Derxu, Freya's died early as well, but took the same route basically as Derxu. So it was interesting to watch for sure.
They did change up some of the
Derxu
early stuff, though.
Mm-hmm.
Took the same route as I did?
So Hero and you took the same route until the death, and then he kind of did meme route, but ended up doing...
Hero did?
No, Hero did. So you both ended up doing CWJ to wreck ship, and then kind of meandering your way down to Kraid and then grapple, and then basically the same path afterwards. Derxu, if you could have drawn up a route beforehand, that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah, I figured with his time.
Yeah, it was very efficient routing.
Imagine you would get that time going up first.
Yeah, and after finding speed, the decision to go into Meridia instead of direct ship just ended up working out perfectly. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
'cause direct ship-
Varia at the hidden wall.
right at the beach.
Yeah.
And wreck ship being practically worthless besides
Yeah, other than
bombs,
bombs.
which you didn't really need there.
Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe I would need them for a little while because I was stuck on 10 power bombs, but then power bombs all of a sudden came plentifully. Yeah, there were a lot of missiles this seed.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Oh yeah, I forgot to
not a
pay
lot of
attention to the
supers.
ratio.
Yeah, I didn't look either. I'll have to go back and check that out, but find enough supers for the end. Like I had to go back through Gauntlet again to get the technically enough at the time, but I wanted a little bit more for a little bit of safety, so I went through Gauntlet at the very end there.
Yeah, I liked that decision because I was like, this is fun because, like, yeah, actually, you had already been to the middle of Gauntlet, but you had already seen the items at the end, and you were probably like, actually, my ammo's in a place where those two items that I thought I'd never bother getting are actually looking pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm. In Gauntlet, I figured it was more efficient to go back out through the front than go through the back. After, I was kind of regretting not going just through the back and getting the pack of supers by the end. Normally, super missiles are a lot more plentiful than they were. So.
Yeah, plus you're planning on finding charge behind Ridley anyway, so...
Yeah, that's kind of why I ditched Meridia when I first found Varia. Charge is probably behind Ridley, and I wanted that information before making a bunch of Meridia checks.
Did you see where charge was in the spoiler log, or did you not see it?
I didn't. I wasn't looking.
It was at Norfair Reserve.
Norfair Reserve. Norfair Reserve is almost always something good.
Yeah, Derxu checked that on the way out, like, nothing else, just that.
Well, I've noticed that it's almost always something good there, so... I guess
it's an efficient 3-item check, for sure.
Yeah, because I know Rasu found speed there in our last race that I didn't bother checking it. Freyas found the charge there on the way in, because I think Freyas did more Upper Norfair checks due to not having speed at the time.
Yes. I think that realistically, Hero kind of played against himself after the death, because he already felt behind, so he took risks like doing the CWJ, which you did anyway.
Well, I had speed going into Wreck Ship, so I didn't need the CWJ.
Oh, that's true.
That's right, yeah. That was what I had realized, like, hey, wait a minute, he picked up speed at the top of Red Tower.
Yeah, we talked about you doing a CWJ, and then somebody pointed out you had speed.
Yeah. I do like doing a CWJ, though. That's...
I like a good CWJ on a Friday night.
Yeah. Although, lately, Wreck Ship has kind of been a bust for me a lot of the time. Like, it seemed like there was always something good there.
Yeah.
But lately, it's been like, man.
I just remember early on in this tournament, somebody in chat going like, it seems like Wreck Ship is the right play if you have access to it.
I agree.
And now it seems like maybe not.
Yeah.
I agree. It's weird how it's changed like that.
I'm not sure, has the logic been updated at all or something?
I think it has in a couple of ways. I'm trying to remember, was Screw Attack always required for Gauntlet access since the beginning of this, or was that an update?
I'm not sure.
It's one of those that was debated in the very beginning, but I think that once somebody actually looked at the code, it was always required.
I feel like that's how it is, but I'm not sure.
Oh, Darkrid just confirmed from the beginning. Yeah, Darkrid, we have Zeb in here in chat in voice chat right now who won that race, and Derxu won the race with FreyasSpirit. So they will be going to a game 3.
Game 3 hype?
If you didn't know, Zeb, the winner of your match with Hero faces the winner of the match between Freyas and Derxu.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a precursor race.
Had Hero not saved at all when he took his death?
Nope. It was
in both cases, yeah, in both deaths had to restart basically.
So
what did he die to?
It was side hoppers in the room adjacent to Vanilla Morph.
Yeah, I kind of decided not to do that, partly because of that.
Yeah.
Because I, like, 2 hits and I was dead at that point. I think I was at like 110 health or something. I guess I had high jump, so it's not that much of a pain to get up there, but I feel like that item check is a little bit inefficient. It just takes a while to like get in and get out if you're not also checking like Billy Mays and Other Brain.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, I always go there only when I have enough bombs to get to Billy Mays, too.
Exactly.
Otherwise.
That's how I am.
And also enough energy to feel like I'm not going to die to side hoppers. Because that happened to me once in practice, and I was like, okay, note to self, don't go in here until I have more energy.
So
a lot of people don't morph into that room, and you have to morph under the first side hopper, otherwise you're going to get hit no matter what, unless you have...
I literally just thought of that like right before you said it right now, because I'm like, I always get hit by that first one, and I'm like, wait a minute, if you morph, do you not get hit by it? Oh.
You can go under it.
So before we end here, we do have an announcement for SRA. We're going to be having an exhibition match of Super Metroid Tickle the Fish between Ponk and Antinomy. In 5 hours from now, that's 3 a.m. Eastern, so if you're up, that'll be a great one to watch. Tickle the Fish is actually really fun. It involves a little bit of Sueless Meridia to race up there and tickle that Sevi fish / Ponk fish, hence why they are doing this race.
Wait, it's named for both of them?
Custody of the fish?
They're battling for custody. I don't know officially. I don't know if it's official, but it can be unofficially a battle for the fish, so whoever tickles the fish first gets to take it.
I will point out that I have attempted to tickle the fish in as many races as possible.
I just ignore it.
I ignore it if I don't have grapple because I know that some people object to killing it.
I don't kill the fish. Unless I do by accident with Screw Attack or something, but...
Yeah.
I just want to go fast.
So anyway, GG on the win. Any last thoughts before we sign off here?
Not really. Hopefully the other 2 races are better than this one, so... Or more fun to watch, at least.
You know, my race, last round with Heroes, the same thing, round 1 was kind of a blowout because I couldn't find Peria, and I thought I had checked every single item, so I was just standing around waiting for him to win. But then our next 2 were both within 30 seconds of each other, so...
Jeez.
That's a new
I was
precursor.
watching both of those. Those were pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty good races. Once again, just good routing on my part, which made up for better play from Hero, so... Definitely is an equalizer.
And so it looks like Zeb and Hero, you're doing your remaining races. Is that 2 nights from now? 8 p.m. on the 19th? And meanwhile, tomorrow, roughly 13 and a half hours from now, if I'm doing the math right, we've got Asder and Canadian Owl doing their third match in the winners bracket, actually.
All right. Have a good night, guys. I'm gonna sign off here.
Yep, that does it for us.
See you later.
All right, thanks to Zeb for stepping in for that. Thanks to Phoenix for shipping in on commentary here. Thanks to all our racers and all of you handsome people in chat for watching. And see you next mission.